Welcome back, YouTube fam. I know I said there was going to be a speed run to test the variator and the Dr. Pulley sliders, but I'm running out of time. The weather's changing rapidly in my state. I'm getting a lot of wind out there and rain, so I figured we better go ahead and get this clutch replaced before I run out of time this season. So today we're going to replace our stock clutch with a high performance clutch. Let's go over the tools and the parts that we're going to need to complete this. The items we'll need for today's procedure would be an impact gun, the clutch assembly itself, and the red springs are rated at 2,000 RPMs. The clutch bell assembly, we have a 2,000 RPM rated Contra spring. We'll be using an 8mm socket, 17mm socket, and an extension. The only specialty tool we'll need for this procedure will be a 38mm socket, and that's to loosen the nut that's holding the clutch assembly together. To start this procedure, you'll of course need your 8mm socket to remove your cover. I have done that in advance on this particular video. If you need to see that procedure, I'm gonna add a link right here where I showed it on my variator and slider video. The next step, we'll be taking off this bolt that holds our clutch in, and it's 17mm. There's also a washer here. Now from here, the easiest way for me to remove this without having to remove or touch the variator is to slide this forward and squeeze the belt in, and the clutch assembly comes off. From here I want to remove my belt. And there she is. So with the clutch bell off, you can see the clutch. The shoes on this clutch look pretty good, but we're going to release this nut right here, and it's under a lot of tension. As you can see, there's a Contra spring in there. Once we release this nut, it's going to shoot off. So you want to be very careful when you're removing this nut here. And let's show that procedure now. So the easiest way to do this without having to make a hospital trip is we're going to take our 38mm socket, make sure it fits, and it does. We're going to take our shoes on either side to hold it down. We're going to take our impact gun, and now that it's off, we're going to ease off of it. And here's our old clutch. Now we're going to remove the Contra spring, but you'll notice that there's a sheath that you'll need to take off that's going to go on top of your new Contra spring. While I have this off, I'm going to do a little cleanup. So we'll be right back. So to clean it, I used a non-wire brush and just a rag. So next goes on our Contra spring. Make sure it's seated correctly. After that, our top sheath goes on top of that, and then the clutch itself. Pretty important step here. You'll notice that the opening on the clutch is not exactly circular. The two walls here that are straight will have to match with the assembly at the bottom. Alright, so here's our finished product. And you can see my red Contra spring there. Alright, it was harder than it looks. I didn't have the weight to use my feet to actually press it down. So I know I don't have the procedure recorded. It took me about 20 minutes to get it together. But I'm going to show you exactly what I did right now. So what I had to do was go ahead and put all my body weight on the spring. But you need to put it evenly all the way around the surface. So the easiest way for me to do it was I started with my knees, and I had them here, and the back palm of my hand on the other end, I was able to press it down while holding everything evenly, and then just be able to put the nut on, start it, and then use my impact wrench to get the rest of the nut all the way tightened. So again, it took me about 20 minutes. It was a hassle, but the end result is that we have her on. So let's put her on the bike. Alright, to make this procedure a little bit easier, I did remove my variator fan to get the belt on, and I'm going to go ahead and install my clutch bell. My washer and my nut. This will help me keep it in place while I pull on the belt to get it around the variator. Okay, that should be good. Around the boss again. Put our fan back on. Our washer. And our nut. We'll tighten our nut. Alright. And just make sure we're not having any problems with our belt. Everything seems to be rolling well. So now with everything reinstalled, we're going to go ahead and start up the bike. Alright, now of course you couldn't see it running at that particular time, but we're going to do definitely a speed test, see what the high performance clutch and the high performance variator will do for us. So that was a pretty simple install. So we will see you next time. Until that time, feel free to enjoy any of my other videos on maintenance or GY6 related. Talk to you guys later and have a great day.